Hey everybody. Hello my roar stars. It is Sunday, time for Manifest It. I'm super excited. Hi Lena. Welcome. I don't know why I always kind of sing song that, but anyway. Hey guys, I'm Jill Hoyrep. I'm a psychic coach. I help you tap into your intuition and start being able to live your life from that place of inner guidance. And it just brings so much, I'm going to call it peace to your life. And when you can live from what your soul truly wants, right? So I kind of have a big crazy story with intuition. I used mine to move out of the US down to Belize in Central America. Not everybody wants to do that, but my intuition was literally leading me there, was pushing me there. So what came from that is me just really starting to live my authentic life. That was really one of the reasons why I wanted to go do that. So anyway, today we're doing a energetic activation to manifest our intentions, and we do this every week at this time. So we're happy to have you. Welcome. Today is, I forgot to pull it up. Today, I love my Meg Benedicte, so it's a palindrome. It is, the date is 2/2/2020, and it's the same forwards and backwards. So it only is going to happen once in this century, if I'm remembering what I read correctly, which is really cool, right? So I wrote down a few things. It's a 2/22 Master Day, you guys. There's a gateway opening up, and I've got my little notes here from when I saw her email a couple weeks ago. I was like, ooh, we're going to do that on the Manifest It. So here's some things to think about as we pull in this energy, okay? So life purpose, spiritual growth, an evolutionary process. We're open to new levels of consciousness and ancient knowledge, okay? High priestess, higher aspirations. You can start envisioning new ideas, systems, and lifestyles. So let us get started. Maybe some more people will trickle in as we get going. So our new format also, in case you are just joining in and think, why is it happening like this when we did it a different way before? We are now doing a quicker activation. We did end up having them be a little bit too long, so we're doing a quicker activation, and then we've got some time at the end for some questions. So, hi Suchita, welcome back. Yay, hi Gay. Happy to see you guys. So we're pulling in this 2/22 gateway energy, okay? And I was actually kind of tuning in a little bit before we got started so we don't sit here and like tune in. So take a couple deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth for me so we can get all connected up within ourselves and each other. Awesome. And however you feel this 2/22 energy coming in, I'm kind of laughing because I'm just reminded there is some kind of a I don't even need to say it. there's a like an ibuprofen, like a super strong ibuprofen up in Canada that my parents would always come back to the States with when they'd go up there, and it's called 222. So anyway, total side note. Hey Melody. Weird what makes you remember certain things, isn't it? Okay, 222. We're bringing in the gateway energy, not the drug. Okay. Who knows? Maybe the gateway feels like a drug. Maybe it's that good. Okay. So the sense I get for this is really, because we've been talking all about soul journey lately, and like how we're kind of morphing into that a little bit more. So really kind of what's jumping out at me about this is kind of that ability to tap into your divine soul, not just your soul purpose, but your soul itself, and the divine part of you that like knows everything, that's carrying over all this information from all your past lives. So to me, when I read off the little blip of this 222 gateway energy, I guess I would say like the high priestess, higher aspirations is jumping out, but more so like your evolutionary process, your spiritual growth, your life purpose. So kind of new consciousness, right? So, oh, good. Okay. Hi, Regina. Yay. Okay, so let's go back to pulling in that energy. And however it feels for you is perfect. I guess I'm doing a little bit different today. We're pulling in the energy first. But if you have your intention ready, I feel like I'm all over the place. If you have your intention ready and you want to share it with us, go ahead and drop it in the comments. And there is power in the group consciousness. We're all wanting similar things, or wanting good things for each other, right? So go ahead and drop it down. If you don't want to share, that's fine. I'm doing a quick little energetic check-in to make sure we're all congruent with what we're wanting. And then we'll start the process. So we've got a 3-step process. So yes. Hey, Julie, good to see you, girl. Okay, so you guys are dropping in those intentions. We're gonna keep pulling in this 222 energy. I kind of actually like this new pulling in the energy first. I like that. Just realized I should have my water closer. I always am stressing to hydrate, you guys. So I got my little bottle back because the other one was so big. Hey Marie, welcome. Lena's working on financial abundance. Good. You can have the same one that you've had every single time you've been on. You can have a different one. Whatever's niggling at you today is the right one for you. So, all right. Yeah, so to me, this 222 gateway energy is just, I really do feel like it's kind of like hitting me in the heart center and body center. And it feels like it's going really deep inside. So what I'm hearing is that there's definitely a part of it that is tapping deep into that deep part of us, our soul, right? Hey, Crystal, welcome. You haven't missed much yet. Hey, Stephanie. Okay, so Cheetah's working on romantic relationship. Oh, hey, Susan. Sorry, I didn't go up far enough. Woo! Everybody's trickling in. Okay, good. Awesome. Julie's staying positive and get moving more. Good. Stephanie's working on, Stephanie, we're doing intentions that we want to create for our life. So I would actually, don't leave it up to spirit. You choose it. I don't know if you were talking about something else, but if you are just, there is power in choosing, in deciding, and owning it, right? So pick something that you want to have created in your life, that you want to create in your life, that you intend to happen in your life, and let's own it. Like, own it, and now we'll put the energy behind it to make it happen. If that makes sense. So that's kind of what we're doing here. Yeah. All right. So so back to the 222. So to me, it just feels like a core, an energy for our core. So I don't know how you guys are feeling it. Let me know if you want. And let us start taking that intention. And sorry if the comments are coming in slow, but I'll get those in a second if you keep dropping them in. Yeah, for me, I'm feeling it really spread out. It is a very kind of like a light and airy energy to me, but it's like it packs a punch. It goes really deep and it's going wide. Now it's filtering out for us. So, hey, Marie. Yay. Marie says it's the day for transformation and power. I am recreating me. I love it. Yes. I'm feeling it too. I am feeling that same energy. I just listened to an energy report. Lee Harris, you guys know I love Lee's energy reports of the collective. Like, I did one the other day. It was kind of more just like for my community or my reach. I don't really do a collective, but I loved it. It was all about just the shifting dynamics on Earth and the new dimensions and the time. Like, I don't know. I feel like it's already been true what he was talking about the time and space gap. And, you know, there is no time, right? Universally, energetically. So just really interesting. So check it out if you want. He does them every month, really quite detailed one about what's going on with the collective energy. So, alrighty. So if you got your intention ready, let's go ahead and ignite it. That is our first step. We're going to ignite the intention. And I usually see this as literally kind of lighting a match underneath it. And then it ends up being a rocket of desire, right? Like Abraham Hicks talks about, and it goes off up and out into the universe. So that is what is happening now as we ignite. And I usually always say myself literally going to each person and lighting it up. So known or unknown, replay or right now live, I'm still energetically connected to you and lighting it up, igniting it. So we are like turning it on, right? We are getting it ready. We've got to turn it on first and get it ready for the next steps. All right, let's see what else. Regina is working on financial security. Perfect. And sometimes if there's any shift to the wording or something, I'll let you know, right? If something's not coming through as it could be. How's everybody feeling? I know we're going through this a little bit faster than normal. I feel like I'm kind of full speeding ahead. So let me know. Julie says, did you know it's the 33rd day of the year and 333 days left of the year too? Oh, that's awesome. I did not know that. That is cool though. I was just trying to decide earlier with this whole 222 thing. I'm like, do I need to get more into numbers? Like I know there's a lot of stuff with numbers going on and I don't always pay attention. So I love that other people are noticing and sharing with us. And that's funny, because right now all of these comments are coming in at 11:11, or like for some reason, like Regina, I think my mouse was on your head, and so it was like 11:11. So there we go. They're just gonna keep going. Of course, now it's past that time. Okay, cool. All right, so if you want to visualize or whatever you see is going to be correct for you, but like, so we've ignited and that rocket is literally out into the universe now. So secondly is we're going to expand that. So we're taking that rocket and that intention, right? That's in the rocket, that is the rocket, and we're expanding it like this. And all sides, all directions, up and down, all around, it's expanding. Now, we're not going crazy and like blowing up the whole world with your intention. There's actually like an energetic rule that I have set up that it's only going to expand as much as necessary, right? As much as it needs to. So just so you know that everything that we do here is for the best and highest good, right? So some of yours might be bigger than others of yours intentions, okay? Meaning the energetic piece, this activation piece, okay? So we're expanding it, and I'm actually feeling the energy starting to come up my body. Anybody else feeling that? Coming up, almost like I feel like part of it's coming up and out my mouth as I'm talking, and then the rest of it's going up and out my head. So curious if any of you are feeling similar or what you are feeling. Okay, cool. Feels good. Okay, so the last step is we're going to magnify it, and Lena's feeling it coming up. Okay, good. I was like, that's kind of a weird one, but I mean, I'm going with it. Okay, good. So the last step is to magnify it. So I've been seeing these expanded intentions literally kind of blowing up out in the universe. And what happens when it blows up is those pieces that are, it's now in fragments of pieces, right? So those pieces are going off, and it's going to be connecting up to people, situations, experiences, places, things, anything that could have to do with your intention coming true. It is connecting to the likeness of it so that it can then bring it to you. Does that make sense? So Gay says it's coming up for her too. Sorry. I didn't have a fly, but I felt like a hair on me. So the point behind this magnification is for it literally to connect with other things out there around you that are then going to bring it to you. Okay, so the other piece of it is expanding it and magnifying into all those pieces. There's way more chances of it coming through to you in other ways, right? So start noticing the synchronicities, start noticing the signs, start noticing how things are showing up for you, and start expecting it to show up for you. So something to think about. You guys, I stopped myself from almost going on a tangent. I feel like a little bit proud of myself. Not that they're not good, but maybe I will bring it up when we start the Q&A because it just came up again, so somebody needs to hear it. Okay. It's feeling good. I feel when we do it faster, it's not just more compact because we're doing it in a shorter amount of time, but I feel like the energy behind it is kind of really forcing its way through faster. Is anybody getting that kind of a different feeling as we're doing this in a different way? I'm getting confirmation. It's not any less of an energy or activation than it was before, obviously, but it feels to me like it's more congruent and it's more compact and it's more very specific. And I guess I'm not surprised because I'm sure some people wonder how we can get anything done in a 15-minute session, but this is why. Like, we just get in there and get out of there. So, side note. You're not feeling it. Okay, Galena, cool. Gay's feeling the energy is more forceful. Suchi does not really, but it's okay. Good. Okay, awesome. Yeah, okay, so let's see. We don't need anything else. I'm just doing, so if you see me moving, I'm muscle testing and feeling into everything. I always got to use my hands. I'm sure it's not that little sliver of Italian that I have in me talking, right? Okay, so let's do a hydration commercial break. So if you're not already on it, then get on it. Because it'll help you. It'll help you as we do this energy work. Linda's like, we're getting better at this. I know, I'm feeling good. I know, pretty soon we'll just be having a 5-minute live, a quick little, hey, how's everybody? Okay, it's done. That's what Linda's getting. Yep, and she feels it moving. Okay, cool. Thanks, Linda. Awesome. So I will start us off with our topics of discussion. I posted this in the group. Oh, hey guys, if you want to find us, things are going to be shifting, to the soul level. But if you're liking us, then spread the roar. Talk all about the roar, that inner passion, that voice that needs to be heard, right, Gay? That what's inside you wanting to come out, and that kind of taps into the soul, your soul. But really what I was going to tell you is if you're in Facebook right now, after we're done here, do a hashtag ignite your intuition and come find us in the free group where we're talking about all this. So I posted yesterday about signs, and I started thinking about how I hadn't really been paying attention to signs anymore. And I had a session with a client that was having PTSD. It's interesting. Now I've had 2 of these clients with PTSD for different reasons. And so I was telling her about this havening technique that a friend of mine told me about a couple years ago. She's a counselor, and it's using EMDR, which is the eye movement. You do some counting and you look, to the left and to the right, and you do the stuff. So really, really like it. And so after we did that session, we were talking kind of about that it was called EMDR. I didn't know anything about EMDR except that I've heard it before. And lo and behold, I walked down the hall and literally in this bookshelf, and I never really go down all that far down the hallway. I'm like kind of at the other end of the house. So out of this bookshelf jumps this book called EMDR. And I was like, that's not a coincidence. It's like, because I was like, oh, I should Google that, or I should learn more about it just to know for my own self. So the universe is always listening to us, right? That is the confirmation that we're co-creating together, that it's paying attention to us, that it's listening to us, that it knows what's going on with us. And you might want to call it God, you might want to call it your higher self or your divineness, or whatever you want to call it is perfectly fine. I call it the universe. But it was just interesting. I just had to laugh. So of course I have to grab the book off the shelf. And by the way, a lot of these books are in Spanish, and I didn't even think the book was in English. So there it is on the shelf in English. So that's my little reminder to start looking for those signs and looking for how this universe is supporting us, because it's hearing us. It's wanting what we want. So there it put that book in my path so I can skim it or look, read it or look what's interesting in it and pick some points or whatever, or not do anything with it. But the point is that it's there. Hi, Letta. You're here. Awesome. Yeah. So anyway, okay, so let's open it up to what's going on with you guys lately. Has anybody had anything like that happening? Do you have any questions that have been niggling at you that you're working on, that you want some inspiration and guidance on? Talk to me a little bit about that. And just so you know, I don't know if it's me always or Facebook or the connection or what, but I'm not seeing any comments yet, which means now I have to keep talking about something. So that was my big story of the day, though. So you guys are going to have to help me out with what's going on with you, what you want to know about. If you have a burning, I don't know, somebody needs this. So if you have a burning question you need psychic guidance on, I guess we can do psychic questions too, psychic readings. So let me know. Let me know. I will do another commercial break because I'm feeling a little bit on the spot. Oh my gosh, Suchita, my beautiful skin. I wish you could put your hand through the computer and feel it. It's like sandpaper. It really is. My old age dry skin. I don't have a secret right now. I don't have anything going on for me with my skin right now. Except I'm using a charcoal bar of soap, and that actually helps it. And I'm in between what I want to use for lotion or oil or whatever, because I'm not really. Oh, you know what? I'm using a CBD lotion. I guess I should give it some props. Coconut oil based CBD oil that I bought here in Mexico, all organic. And it does make a difference initially after I do my little scrub with my charcoal soap. All the dead skin is off and it actually feels soft for about, I don't know, 5 minutes. Haha. And then I put my CBD oil lotion on. But yeah, I'm just at that age where I can't seem to find anything that really keeps it hydrated. But thank you. I'm glad it looks good. It's all natural right here. Maybe it's the way the light's hitting me. Okay, Lena's having dreams of healing me. The last dream left me sore, like them working on me in my sleep was real. I'm getting a big yes to that. So the other thing coming out at me for that, Lena, is there's something about obviously the dream state where it's more, to me, it feels like you are more accepting of the healing going on. And I know this will happen to me, like at the middle, like that's why our guides talk to us at 3 o'clock in the morning, is because we're finally quiet, right? We're finally, because we're asleep. We're supposed to be asleep. And we're finally not thinking and not busy and not scurrying all around, which is why they say, take downtime, take quiet time, have a meditation practice. and whatnot. So there's something about for you sleeping, and the other piece too is they are doing some big things on you. And I would start jotting down in the morning when you wake up your impressions or your feelings of that. And actually, you can set the intention before you go to bed that you remember what you were getting healing on in the middle of the night, like that, or during the night, I should say. And then when you wake up, you're going to remember, and then you're also going to note your impressions or feelings of these dreams. And if you care what they're working on, you may not. It doesn't actually matter, but I think it could be fun for you, to tap into that and get a feel for it. Is what I'm getting. Let me see if there's anything else on that. To me, I also kind of get the sense that if you haven't already been working on your intuitive gifts, I feel like they're opening up. They're opening up now through these dreams. That would be like your clairvoyance, right? Being able to see these dreams happening. And I do feel like something more is going to come from these dreams for you. So I don't know if you've been one before, or if you want to be a dream interpreter. It's kind of where it's going with that. See how that feels. I don't know. I'm kind of getting like, really? Like, whenever I question my own like vibes, I'm like, that just seems weird. Like, it seems like it doesn't fit, but I always just say it anyway, because who knows who needs to hear it. Maybe that's actually for somebody else on the call. That is what I'm getting. That it's for someone else, not you. Sorry. Thank you for bringing it out. Okay. So she just says that's a good idea to set an intention before going to bed. I get dreams and I don't remember them the next day. I don't either. I'm like kind of the worst. In fact, I always find it, to me, it almost means like extra more, or more much. It means more to me when I can remember. So I try to write it down, because I find it's such a rare occurrence that it has to mean something that I remembered that dream, right? Maybe it's just that I got woken up at the right time. I don't know, but I'm the same way. So I haven't practiced it, because honestly, I guess I haven't cared about my dreams necessarily, and to do this, I haven't really cared. So I haven't done it. But I have heard to set the intention that you will remember your dreams. And I haven't played with it, like I said, because I don't know if I need to know my dreams. I don't know. I guess I never really thought about why I did or didn't do it. But set the intention, I will remember, I will wake up and remember my dreams and see what happens. Regina keeps feeling that a major event is going to happen to me, all positive, but a major event. I can't explain it. That foretelling, right? Or foreshadowing, the premonitioning. So just to confirm that, I'm double checking, and I'm getting a yes to that too. Oddly, I feel like it's about love, but not the current pilot guy. Sorry, Regina, I can't help but ask. Interesting. I am getting a yes to that too. I don't know. I hope it is about love if you want it to be about love. Maybe I shouldn't have said that. Susan feels like she's gotten her confidence back. Something holding me back has been lifted. Ooh, Susan, I like that. I've been thinking about you, Susan, because I can't figure out, like, for how long, we've been working together on this job thing for you, and like how you still haven't gotten one. So I do feel like that's part of this job thing. And I don't know if you want to give a little update on the job thing, but I'd have to go into it deeper than we're doing right here and the other times that we've, done little readings, but it's like, to me, like something is not lining up with this job thing for you. Because I don't understand when all the energy is there, why you're still not getting what you want. So I'm glad you're feeling the confidence is back. Lena used to have dreams come true. Well, that's another thing about dreams as well, right? And people will get that a lot with what comes through in their dreams, and then it happens. So it's like they almost don't want their dreams because it's such a premonition, which I can understand that. Linda says, the more work I do on myself, the more doubt that pops up, especially when I'm working on other people. Isn't that interesting? So, let me feel into that for a minute, because I mean, you know, the way I teach, like, so the more, um, the more, the more you're practicing your intuition, the more you're getting confirmation of it, right? When you're right, especially if you're keeping your vibe notebook. So to me, uh, I feel like there could be a little bit of a block. Like there's almost like a block about you up leveling, and I feel like it's a past life for you, Linda, where you got to be better and bigger, and then more persecution or um, mocking or ridicule or something then held you back again, is what it feels like to me. Does that feel right to you? Or you can pendulum it. I'm glad you got a kick out of that, Regina. Does it feel like love to you? Well, I know you're not feeling all that great. So let me know if you feel like it feels like love to you, Regina, because that's what jumped out at me. Okay. Oh, Sachita. Maybe it's for Sachita. She's looking for love. Um, Lena read that when you're having a hard time in life, you're in the wrong place. Well, I just read something really good the other day that said, it was actually, oh, I don't know, but I'd have to get up and get it. I don't want you guys to see my pajamas. It's cold here today. I had to put my pajama bottoms on. I just read something in a really good book I read. I just finished it yesterday, called Vibe by Robin Openshaw. And I'll put it in the comments because it's so, like, I haven't read, sorry, I can't type and talk at the same time apparently. I haven't read such a good book, like a metaphysical book, that I just kept, turning pages. I will say I got a little bit kind of bored in the middle, but she talks all about our vibe and our vibration and raising our frequency, and it was just really useful tools that you can do, and ways to eat, ways to live, etc. But the biggest tool came at the beginning, where she talked about reframing the negative thoughts that come up and the reactions that we have, the things that happen in our life. So all of that to say, one of the phrases she said in the book, and I have to go back and find it because it was so good, and I believe this too, I've said it before but in a different way, but she says something about quitting, like why quitting is okay, because if it's not working for you, if it's too hard, like things should be easy. So if you're struggling and if you're like feel like you're pushing against something, then drop it and like either come at it from another angle or choose something different or whatever. So I really like that. I love that quitting is okay. Quitting is okay. Not to start, and let's, you guys, we're not talking about just be a quitter. Like, we're not talking about that. We're talking about, if it, like, I have the motto, like, if it ain't flowing, it ain't going. And it kind of started using it for my relationships, romantic, and then it's like that actually works for other relationships and anything else in life. If your job ain't flowing, it ain't going, right? Like, it just works. So anyway, I'm a big fan of quitting, because the more energy and time we spend on something that isn't flowing, I just feel like you need to tweak something about it. Tweak it. Come at it from another direction. So Linda's question is, how am I able to strengthen the clairs yet be back on the down? I know. Well, I know, that's what's so weird about that, right? So let me ask you this, Linda. What was, on a scale from 1 to 10, with 10 being the highest, what was your doubt level before, when you were just at your lesser level of clairs, right? As you've been coming up on this, increasing your clairs, growing your clairs. Clairs are the intuitive gifts. So I would like to know where you were at before. Hi, Kritika. I hope I'm saying that right. Gay says inspiration is always easy. Well, and Suchita makes a point. Quitting could mean take a break. Exactly. I feel like I guess I wouldn't actually use the word quitting, but like I feel like for my business, I've quit it so many times, but not quit it, but like revamped it, regrouped it, went in a different direction. This isn't working. I don't like doing this. I'm going to do this instead. There's all sorts of ways to like recommit, or we need a different word than quit. I guess it just sounds so harsh and it's not what we mean, but yeah, Alina's saying not look for work to create a home business. Interesting. Linda, that strong. It's that strong. You're going from a 10 before your growth was a 10. So wait, what's your timeline of this 10? Give me a timeline. Like has it been since you and I have been working together? I feel like I feel like what's happening for you is a past life thing. It's kind of like how I didn't have a fear of heights until 42, 41. And all of a sudden I went to some ruins in Mexico and I was by myself and I was like climbing up. It was Tulum. Tulum? Yeah, it was Tulum. Was where my guides first started talking to me at Koba Ruins. Anyway, outside of Tulum, I'm climbing up this old temple or whatever, stone stairs, everything. And I got halfway up and I was like, oh, let's go turn around and look at the view. And I'm looking and taking pictures. And I had a complete anxiety attack, a panic attack. And I was up there gripping the stairs underneath me and I was paralyzed by myself and I don't speak Spanish. And I was like, what is going on? I've climbed stuff before. And so I really feel like, and I haven't cleared it all the way, go figure, but I feel like it hit, like if something happened at that age in a past life, and maybe I fell off a cliff and that's how I died in that life. So now I'm at age 42. I probably maybe didn't, live that long in other lives. I don't know, maybe this is the first time I've gotten past age 42. But so anyway, that's kind of what I feel like is happening for you, Linda, is this is now connecting up to, we'll just do a little past life clearing on that. Don't say that, Linda. Before you met me, you were at a 10, and now you're like at a 4 or 5. Or after starting with you, I was at a 4 or 5. Well, I am going to add, it is not about me. I did have to double check that just to be clear. Interesting. Well, Linda, you've always talked about like not trusting yourself, and that always confused me. So I won't take the time now, but I'll do a little past life clearing on you later. Lena did something similar like that in her 30s. She was scared of a road that she had driven on forever. I read that hormones can cause phobias. That actually, I would agree with that, causing some shifts in you. So Linda, let me know if you want me to do a past life on you later for that. Yeah, that's so interesting. I definitely can feel what you're talking about, Linda. And so I don't know. So the other thing I would ask you to do is notice your thoughts and how they might be coming through differently. Because it's definitely it's like a self-sabotage on one level, but I feel like it's not really coming from you. So maybe you can tell me right now, are your thoughts any different since you've been growing? So usually what happens when you're growing your gifts, like it's almost like you become supercharged and supernatural and there's all this confidence and you're like going this way to do it and going that way to do it and you're using it all the time and everything because you're right and it's happening. So it's almost like the very opposite happening for you. So Jude has a fear of heights. I trust people, but not myself. Interesting. So a lot of Kritika is scared of darkness. So if you guys want to blow your minds, read, I think it's called Only Love is Real by Brian Weiss. He was a psychologist who was doing hypnotherapy and ended up by accident starting to do past life regressions. And what he found is, or maybe it's other people that I've read over time, but in any case, a lot of phobias are actually from past lives, so that are carried over into this life. So fear of water, fear of heights, um, or fear of drowning, or I guess that's water. Darkness. I mean, yeah, I can definitely get the sense that, to me, I'm getting for both you and you too, Lena, with that happening later. I don't know. I guess I'm getting a past life connection for all of us here on this, for what it's worth. Awesome. You guys, this has been fun. I have something I have to get ready for in the academy. So I just wanted to thank you all for coming. Linda says, trust is hard. Okay, please do past life. I catch my thoughts and thoughts faster and better. I'm much more aware. My voice is stronger. Perhaps I expect, no, it's not about you expecting too much from yourself. It's literally almost like you got to this certain level and like a tripwire went off, and that is unraveling everything. I really feel like it's a past life connection for you. And I am also getting that you've never gotten this far in your other lives. No, that's not true. That's not true. Okay. So what I am hearing is that you haven't grown at this pace before. So whereas you were stopped earlier on, it's almost like it's just that past life pattern that's stopping you. Yeah. Okay, guys. Thank you, and you're welcome, Regina. So good to see you. I guess this is a good time for you, Regina, before you go off and do all your stuff on Sunday, your yoga. Okay, guys, thank you, and I will see you next week. Can't wait.